Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Rustbelt Collector here, and today I have a sort of P.O. Box unboxing slash mail haul video. This is coming in from Bakara_CC1138 over on Instagram, and it's partially a trade, and I think he said he was including something a little bit extra, and since it came into my P.O. Box, well, it qualifies as a P.O. Box unboxing. However, I did send him something in return for one of the figures in here, and we'll talk about that once we get this packaging open. If you want to send anything into the P.O. Box, there is my P.O. Box address, but without further ado, let's get this thing open. That's right, he sent me a box of marbles, because now I can make up for all the marbles that I've lost over the years of my life. But actually, it's not that at all. We'll get this open. I know I could just cut the tape, but it's more fun to just destroy the box. And we have a figure here, and we have a figure here. Now, I'm not totally sure which one is the one I traded for here and which one is the extra one that he included, but in his previous P.O. Box, he sent me this guy along with a Mandalorian, I believe. And so if it's anything like this cool custom clone trooper that he sent last time, I'm really stoked for this. We'll start with this one just because, you know, gotta pick one and start somewhere. So let's get this open. And this is what I traded for. So you might look at this and be like, okay, wow, it's a, 2008 Clone Wars clone trooper. That's super not that exciting, it's pretty ordinary, something you can get pretty easily, and it has, binoculars on the helmet. But what this actually is a fairly uncommon clone trooper that was just kind of popping up online, I want to say about 5 or 10 years ago, and nobody really knows exactly where it came from or what it is. If you've followed this channel for any amount of time, you know my love for random, weird, potentially unreleased clone troopers like this 91st Reconnaissance clone trooper that's on the antenna mold. This figure was sold by Tungori and is most likely an unreleased figure from between 2005 and 2007. It is an official Hasbro figure, however, it just never saw store shelves for some odd reason, and I love having figures like this in my collection. There are other unreleased clone troopers like this that I want to add to my collection. I've made videos on them, and I'll be sure to tag those down in the description, but this guy appears to be another one of those. Potentially. Maybe. I don't know for sure, but I had to have it in my collection just in case. Several years ago, a bunch of these started popping up online. I think Tungori sold them at one point. I know other eBay sellers sold them, mostly shipping them from China, and so these might be just a bootleg clone trooper, but there's a running theory that this is actually meant to be droid bait from the Rookies Clone Wars episode. If you don't know, that is the first clone trooper that is a casualty of the commando droids in that episode, and he's really just a plain white clone trooper with macro binoculars on his helmet, and yes, these are upside down. He has a removable helmet, and the head sculpt under there is exactly what you would expect from a 2008 Hasbro clone trooper. So everything here appears to be official. It even has the official stamps on the bottom, which for a bootleg, that's pretty common. Most bootlegs are just made from Hasbro molds, so if this was a fake, it wouldn't be that hard to have the Hasbro name stamped on the bottom. If you ever run across a plain white clone trooper like this with a helmet and you're wondering, is it just another variation of the clone, or is it droid bait specifically? You can easily spot it by the black hinge here on his hand, whereas the other 2008 clone troopers always had white hinges. That is pretty much the extent of my knowledge about this figure. I don't know if it was ever confirmed to be a canceled figure, or if it really is just a bootleg. However, either way, I needed it in my collection just in case. If you have more information about this figure, leave it down in the comments, because I would love to hear, something that I don't know about this. I will say, having it in hand, it definitely feels a little bit lower quality than some of the other 2008 Clone Wars troopers, but it's also possible that this was meant to be a multi-pack clone trooper or some sort of vehicle pack-in, and if that's the case, the quality definitely feels in line with some of the other pack-in figures that we got back in 2008. For whatever reason, Hasbro always seemed to lower the quality of the figures if it was packed with other figures or if it was packed with vehicles, and I'd say that this is pretty much on par with that, maybe not so much on par with a single carded figure. There was a moment where I thought maybe this is just an unpainted Echo, like maybe a factory reject Echo, because really this is the same body mold, head sculpt, and everything as Echo, just minus the little handprint on his chest plate. However, it's this black joint on his hand that really sets him apart from just being an ordinary clone trooper. And I know it's a very subtle variation. It's definitely not a clone that everyone needs to feel like they have a complete Clone Wars 2008 collection. However, if this is an official unreleased Clone Trooper droid bait, then I absolutely have to have it in the collection, and I'm glad I do now. But that's enough about this guy. Let's get into this second mystery package. He did not give me any hints as to what it was, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. And already, I'm loving this. I'm really loving this. Let's see what... Oh my gosh. This is awesome. So this is a really interesting mix and match of Clone Trooper parts. We've got a Bodhi Taylor head sculpt here with the softer gummy Phase 1 helmet. We have a, I want to say Vintage Collection Captain Rex from Bad Batch shoulder pauldron, a Captain Rex Kama from like the Black Series, the 3 3/4 inch Black Series, and then this body is, I don't know, just a super articulated body. But either way, that's not the cool part here. What's awesome about this is the color scheme. I love this reddish brown color that you used on all of the markings, and it very much feels like Captain Keeley-esque. I'm sure if anyone knows my channel, Captain Keeley is my favorite Clone Wars clone trooper of all time, and this feels very much like this could be like a lieutenant or, you know, like a lower ranking officer in Captain Keeley's unit, because the markings are very similar and the color is very similar too, which I absolutely love. So thank you so much, Bakara CC1138. I really appreciate these custom clones. This guy is going to look awesome next to the other one you sent in previously. And yeah, this is making me feel like I need to make a realistic Captain Keeley to put alongside this guy, because this is absolutely awesome. So there we have it. This was a pretty short video, just a simple trade and an awesome custom included as a little extra. I made sure to include an extra little goodie in your trade as well, so be on the lookout for that at your mailbox. But yeah, this puts me one step closer to having all of the unreleased clone troopers that I want in my collection. The biggest one that I'm looking for right now is the pinkish brown Clone Commander Cody. I'm going to show that on screen now, just in case, you know, maybe you just have this sitting in a closet somewhere, and if you do, definitely reach out to me, because I really want to add this one to my collection. I absolutely love the design and the story behind it, and once again, I do have a video explaining how me and some other fellow collectors over on Instagram tracked down this design and where this figure came from. While you're checking out those videos down in the description, be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe if you are new to the channel. As always, my P.O. Box address is also down in the description if you want to send anything into the channel. I will unbox it in a video here just like this. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Have a wonderful evening, noon, or night, depending on when you're watching this video, and as always, I will catch you all in the next video.